So we are going to install the Raymax oil pump for FRS, BRZ, just basically any of the FA20 cars. We've got to use our trusty impact hammer here. And so we're just going to smack these loose, get this all out, and then do the modification. Okay, so we got all these loose. If you guys have never used one of these, you really only use them for two applications that I can really think of, and that's removing this type of stuff. So like the VQ based cars that have the old gallery gasket, you really want to use one of these. More commonly for brake rotors, you really want to use these. And so all you do is you just set it down on here, you know, and you smack it really hard with the hammer, and there's like an action that as it presses down, it turns it. So I've already gotten all these loose, so we'll go ahead and we'll remove all that. All right, so we got all the bolts out. Pull this sucker off, and there you have it. There are your gears here, right? So not only do we have different gears, we've also got a spacer plate here, and we're gonna have to machine these down about 2 millimeter. All right, so here's the Raymax oil pump stuff. As you can see, this is the spacer here. It comes with new hardware, and then the oil pump gears themselves. And there's nothing really particularly special that you have to note. The only thing you have to look at is if you look at the pump, there should be a dot. Okay, you see these dots right here? So those have to get lined up, and I'll show you when I go to put them in. Okay, so you see these two dots here? These two dots are arbitrary. They don't have to line up or anything. They're just saying that they face up, basically, towards the cover. And here's why you don't have to line them up. Like, as you can see, I'm rotating the pump, and you can see that it's actually changing positions. See it? The two dots aren't no longer aligned, but that's all it is. So people get caught up on these dots for some reason, but yeah, it just basically says that it faces up. So what we're gonna do is we're going to take our gears, we're gonna look for the marks. As you can see, here's one, the other's somewhere else, but we're gonna coat this with oil, and then we're gonna stick it in. All right, so the oil pump gears are in. As you can see, the two dots are facing up. Now, you'll notice that it does not sit flush, and that's actually where the spacer piece comes in. So the spacer goes on top of this, and then it's going to make up the gap here, and because this is spaced up 2 millimeters, that's why you have to trim these down to make up the difference for everything to see. So we've got the gears in. I lightly oiled them, and as you can see, we can spin it, and it spins relatively free, and that's basically it. So now what we're going to do is, like I said, we're going to throw this machine down the deal, and then the spacer will go in, and then it's time for reassembly. All right, so we finally got the oil pump housing cover standoff deal. The guys out in Titan Machine out in Temple, Texas milled this down for us. So basically what happens is with the oil pump spacer, it's 2 millimeter, and then you cut 2 millimeters off here, and then to make up the difference basically. Okay, so we got the oil pump spacer on. It's all lined up there. You can see now that the oil pump gear is flush. I'm gonna pour a little bit more of the braking oil, because I was moving this around and I got oil moved around. So we got our medium thread locker here. So we're going to pour a little bit of oil in here, put some thread locker on the bolts, tighten it all down, and then we should be ready to rock. All right, and then that is the cover back on. So you use medium Loctite, and then you torque it down. I don't remember what the torque was, but it's definitely in the instructions. But yeah, that's it. It's all installed. There's a little bit of oil in it, so it's ready for reinstallation.